There's so many ways that BU works to support educators to achieve their best possible mental health. And it's really built into all of the opportunities that are offered. It's a really broad initiative. Like if you've ever gone into the website, there's so much within there. It's really packed. Lots of people talk about that idea of, a tool belt or having all these things in your toolbox to be able to, engage with whatever you need to. You can find it in the website. And it's true, but I think that's where it helps educators, because educators are all in different spaces, not just in the settings that they work in. Like across the early years, there is such a diversity of early years settings. So there's no assumption that all educators are experiencing the same challenge or have the same strengths, that the settings, the systems in the settings are so different. The ability to engage with professional learning and professional conversations is different for all educators. There's time, there's how much capacity they have in regard to what they're already delivering, the expectations that they have to meet. So the beauty of that is that BU has all of these different opportunities. It has recorded webinars that you can return to later. It has opportunities to come together in staff meetings and engage with that work. But I think, so there's all that diversity, but I think the thing about it is that it is that long-term embeddedness. So for an educator, it's not that feeling of being offered a Band-Aid, oh yeah, your wellbeing is really important to us. Here's a Band-Aid, and sort it out and come back tomorrow stronger. It's actually the sense of this is embedded, it takes time, it's really slow. We're going to do work around BU and it's not going to happen tomorrow that we've solved, how to meet your wellbeing needs as an educator, because there are so many pressures on that. But what we are going to do is be really aware. We're going to start to pull it apart, and we can plan into it. So that's actually, I think, for me, that's the key of what makes it so successful, is the ability to plan into it. So, which is something that early years educators do all the time, identify a strength, identify something they want to work on, and then plan how they're going to build into that over time. And this is exactly the same. Like, my wellbeing is here. These are the things that could shift and change. And this is the language that I could use with my, my colleagues around that. So I think that's what BU does, is it creates space, it creates planning, and it creates that sense of it's going to be slow, but it's going to happen over time, and it's going to be genuine, and it'll get there where it's embedded. It becomes a part of our culture. So it's not just feeling like you have to keep on asking, hey, what about my wellbeing? It's that it's already there. It's on the agenda every time you come together. We talk about wellbeing. We're thinking about our practices and always looking through the lens of wellbeing for educators. And we're having genuine conversations about what we can do. And I think that's what BU does. It's the space, really. And then all of those beautiful resources to be able to guide that conversation, or write the plan, or build it into your quality improvement plan. Genuine ways to make that a task, I suppose, in some ways, to work towards it.